The mysteries of poison are turning into a factual and interactive exhibit starting tomorrow at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Here she is, Jill Katzenberger. She's the museum's lead educator for the power of poison. I want to say good to see you, but you're talking poison. Dun, dun, dun. Why an exhibit about poison?
It's cool stuff.
Yeah?
I mean, I think humans have always been fascinated by substances that have the power to change our bodies, to change how we feel, to change how we think.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of the stuff of fairy tales, of magic and potions.
Oh, cool.
But it turns out nature actually makes this stuff. Animals and plants produce these toxins to be able to protect themselves, defend themselves against predators, or immobilize their prey. And it turns out that humans can actually use these substances too to be able to protect ourselves from diseases.
So obviously poison, not good for kids, but this exhibit is kid-friendly. And what will we see when we enter?
Yeah. So the exhibit shows you kind of poisons in the real world and the rainforest, animals and plants, again, using these toxins to survive. And then we get to let our imagination wander into a world of fantasy, some with witches and Snow White and the Mad Hatter.
Wow.
And then we even get to dive into the science of how we're able to detect poisons to solve crimes.
That's really, really cool. I'm excited to see it myself. And I understand there's going to be live animals.
Yeah, we have live poison dart frogs.
What?
So these are some of the most poisonous creatures on the planet. Ours actually aren't toxic, so poison dart frogs in nature get their toxins from the beetles that they eat, and those beetles are probably eating poisonous plants.
Look how
and
tiny.
so the frogs then sequester those toxins and use those toxins to be able to defend themselves from being eaten. Our frogs just eat, you know, plain old crickets and fruit flies, so they actually don't produce those toxins, but
it's crazy to think that little frog is so dangerous. Now, I know Denver Museum of Nature and Science, you always like to add a little extra something to make the exhibit more unique. So what did you add this year?
Yeah, we're always thinking about our audience and how we can make the exhibit more engaging and interactive. So we featured a local scientist from Metro State College in our live detection theater show, and then we also created an exploration station where guests get to see and interact with real collections like the specimens that I brought for you today.
We were just looking at the snake skin. That had to be one big snake.
Yep, that's a monocled cobra. And so all of these items are toxic. We've got the poisonous snake, poisonous centipede.
Look how huge that thing is.
And so both of these species are venomous. And so they inject the poison, the toxin, into the body. But also both of these toxins are being studied and researched for medical purposes to be able to treat illnesses such as multiple sclerosis or even as painkillers. The plant that I brought is a castor plant. So castor produces beans, castor beans, and those beans contain ricin. So just 4 beans could kill a person.
Somebody. You want to hear something interesting? That centipede, I lived in Arizona, and I decided to wash my hair just in the bathtub. So I just leaned over, I was washing my hair, and I felt something strange. A centipede came out of the faucet, and it was in my hair, no kidding. Yeah. So they live in really hot, dry climates most of the time, don't they? You also have a rainforest exhibit, right?
Yeah, so when you come into the exhibit, you're immediately immersed in the Chaco rainforest, the Colombian rainforest. So that's where you get to see some of these really awesome creatures that, again, have this amazing adaptation, chemical warfare, to be able to protect themselves.
And then you have a brew from Macbeth.
Yep, so one of the legends that the exhibit focuses on are the Macbeth witches. And a lot of these stories, even though they're legends and they're fanciful, there's grains of truth to them. So you get to learn about the plants that the witches are using in their cauldron, but also how those plants really would affect a human, and what people were using these plants for years ago, you know, before medicine had shown how they can be used today.
We have like 20 seconds left. What's your favorite part?
So I'm a big fan of the frogs. There's also this really cool book called The Enchanted Book that literally comes to life. So it's kind of like the Marauder's map from Harry Potter.
Oh,
so you're learning about all sorts of plants, but as you touch it, the shapes, the pictures start to move, and the book comes to life. It's really neat.
This is something that has to be on our summer bucket list for the kiddos. Thank you for giving us a sneak peek. We're very lucky to have you. It's the power of poison starting tomorrow until January 2016. Learn the different ways this toxic topic has been and continues to be part of our lives in many different ways. On July 23rd, you can pick up your poison during Science on Tap. Also, don't forget about an out-of-the-world Pluto party. How cool is that? July 16th. Check out all the happenings online at dmns.org. Well, thank you so much.